Hey guys, what's going on? Gary Stern here, coming to you live from Indiana, Florida. We're going to get the webinar kicked off here in the next minute or so. I'm going to leave it for just a second here until people jump on to make sure that we've got a good connection. Looking down at the participant list, people are starting to fill in a little bit here. Let me go ahead and widen the screen. Let me get it ready to go. I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. Hang on just a second. And awesome. All right, guys. Hey, well, I just want to welcome everybody to the webinar tonight. Again, for those of you who are brand new, my name is Gary Stern. I'm based out of Indiana, Florida. That's right next to Melbourne, Florida. It's on the East Coast over near Cape Canaveral, Cocoa Beach. I'm super excited to share this with you. I know that somebody may have invited you to take a look at this information. And you may or may not even know what it's all about. So that's great. You're in the right place. By the time this is all said and done, we won't be strangers, and it'll hopefully all make sense to you. So a little bit about my background. I came from a medical background, I guess you would say. My background is physical therapy. I did that for 6 years, and then pharmaceutical sales, which I did for 13 years. And so a lot of people wonder, okay, how did you make the transition from that to here? What happened? And here's what I'll tell you. Although I made an incredible living doing what I was doing from a financial standpoint, there was a part of me that still was not satisfied. I wasn't about the money necessarily. It was more the time freedom, right? I'm married. I'll be married for 18 years this Sunday. And we have a 13-year-old son. Well, at the time when this was first presented to me about 7 years ago, I was working all the time. I don't know what you remember about the late 2000s, but remember with the whole housing crash, everything was tanking. And I used to think, well, the medical world is immune to that, but it's not immune to it either. And so there was a lot of stress going on in my life at the time. I was looking for other opportunities, at other options. I watched about 2/3 of the reps that I worked with in the pharmaceutical sector lose their jobs literally in like a 2-year period. So within 2 years, 60% have lost their jobs. You know what that means for the rest of us. They're going to increase the size of your territory. They're going to raise your goals. They're going to ask you to do more work. And oh, by the way, they're not only going to pay you the same, they're actually going to start taking away some of the compensation as well. So I don't know if you've ever found yourself in that situation where maybe you work an hourly job and you weren't getting the hours you wanted. Maybe you're salaried and they froze your salary for years on end and didn't give you raises. Or maybe they even cut your salary but gave you additional job responsibilities, right? And what I realized was I was working harder and harder for less and less. And I knew there had to be a better way. I knew that people had talked about not only being your own boss, but somehow creating leverage in your life so that you could have the time freedom to go do what you want with the income still coming in and having time freedom to do what you want, when you want, with whoever you want. And so fortunately for me, my cycling coach presented this opportunity to me, Simon Kessler, back in, January, February timeframe of 2011. By March, I was already rocking and rolling in it. And what it offered me, guys, was a solution, right? There was a solution to the problems that were going on in the world. So I'm going to come back to that part of the story, but I wanted to kind of give you an idea of how this was presented to me. And it honestly all started with a concept of why not help your body make more of what it was supposed to naturally instead of taking all these different things that people are putting in their body. So that's what we're going to talk about today, the ultimate biohacker's guide, how to basically take control of your own biology. So here's the deal, guys. In this new gig economy, and I just read another article on this the other day, what that means, a gig economy, it means, our parents' generation, we were raised, go to college for 4 years, get a degree. The degree will separate you from everybody else out there. You go get a career from that, whether that career is in banking or in law or in marketing or in, I don't know, physical therapy like mine was, medicine, maybe it's chiropractic, whatever it was. You go get that degree, you work the job for 30, 40, 50 years. Maybe it's in engineering, right? You go get an engineer's job. You maybe have 2 different jobs your entire life. You retire, you get the gold watch, and you live off into the sunset, right? We all know that that just doesn't exist anymore. And so many people, I read a study, 2/3 of the younger folks out there nowadays, 2/3 of them don't want a career like that. They want to piece together gigs, right? So they might drive for Uber, they may buy a house and never live in it, but they rent it out with Airbnb. Meanwhile, they live in a rental and they're making money selling goods through Facebook or Amazon, right? There's a lot of different ways that people are using these tools, which essentially are just apps at the end of the day, right? They're applications. Uber doesn't own any taxis. Airbnb doesn't own any hotel rooms. They merely provide the technology to get the business done, right? So I want you to remember that if there was a better way, right? If Uber is a better way, it's just more convenient. It's probably about the same cost as a taxi in a lot of cases. Airbnb may be the same cost as a hotel, but it's comfortable, right? It's like your own home away from home, and it all can be done literally through an app right there from the cell phone in your hand. So keep that in mind as I share this technology with you. What we're talking about today, it's a trend in nutrition. It's not a fad. It's not a new diet or a new crazy pill that only grows in the Amazon jungle. This is nutrigenomics that we're talking about. And what nutrigenomics is, it's simple, guys. It's literally using nutrition and natural compounds to have an effect on the activation of our genes. So it's helping your body express itself. It's helping your body produce more of what it did naturally, those survival enzymes, those survival genes. And this isn't something that was just made up by LifeVantage or by us here just to create a story. This is something that's gaining worldwide attention. In fact, you'll see in that upper left-hand corner, that picture that came straight off of the Today Show. That was about a year ago that it aired on the Today Show. And they're talking about in the next, 5 years, that this market, the nutrigenomics market, will be a $17 billion, with a B, $17 billion a year market. This is the future of health, wellness, merging in with the medical side of things as well. So what do we mean when we talk about nutrigenomics? Well, we're going to break it down even further, and that's biohacking. So let's first talk about what hijacking is, right? This is something we're used to hearing this expression, maybe not biohacking, but hijacking. When you think of hijacked, it's like taking something over for a destructive purpose, right? Hijacking an airplane, hijacking a boat. Well, in this case, our bodies, our entire beings are being hijacked every day, whether it's physically, emotionally, spiritually, biochemically, the toxins in the worlds we live in. I'm not here to preach about the environment and all those things, but it's a fact. There are more radio waves. There's more plastic pollution. I was reading something about that today. There's more allergies than ever. Look, people are getting these crazy allergies. They're gaining weight at a younger age. They're getting cancers at a younger age. All of these things are showing up earlier. It's the environment that we live in, the world that we live in is hijacking our bodies. And again, not just the physical side, but the emotional and the spiritual side as well. So how can you take control of that? It's simple. You can take control of your own biology. And researchers and scientists are really starting to research this at the top degree of medicine right now. I mean, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of studies coming out literally right now every month on this very topic. And it's about optimizing the genetics that you were given. You can't change them, but you can optimize them to become the best you that's possible. And that's what nutrigenomics is. Again, it's using natural compounds to affect how our genes express themselves. So the next short video I'm going to show you will talk more specifically about the technology that we have our hands on. And then I'm going to go into depth about it where we can really break this message down and see how it can benefit you from a health standpoint, and also why that makes financial sense if you can position yourself in front of this trend, again, before the world knows about it. It's kind of like knowing about Uber, or in the previous slide, Uber or Airbnb or Facebook before anybody else knew about it. Imagine you knew about it before everybody else and you had the opportunity to go share that with the world and capitalize on it. So we're going to come back here in just a second. Hang on, guys.
Take a deep breath. Hold it. Now gently exhale. Ironically, while oxygen is necessary for all human life, it is also the element that is at the root of the aging process. That's because oxidative stress, which is a toxic level of reactive oxygen in your cells, is one of the primary causes of cell damage and the adverse effects of aging. It's almost as if your cells were slowly rusting from the inside. There's no stopping the process, but as with rust, there are ways to slow it down, to inhibit the aging process, and even reverse oxidative stress. It's called nutrigenomics, the science of using nutrition and naturally occurring compounds to affect gene behavior and attack the root causes of aging. Another root cause of aging is the depletion of mitochondria in your cells as you age. Mitochondria that are the powerhouses, the engines of your cells. Nutrigenomics delivers a one-two punch that creates stronger cells that are better equipped to fight the effects of aging by using the NRF2 pathway to help the body produce more antioxidants and using the NRF1 pathway to boost mitochondrial production. It inhibits the aging process and increases the energy level in your cells. Aging is inevitable. The rust comes back. The engine loses some power. But now we don't have to take aging lying down. Life Engine study of nutrigenomics fights the root causes of aging to help people look and feel younger naturally. Life Vantage, at the forefront of nutrigenomics.
All right. I don't know about you guys, but I get fired up every time I watch that thing because here's the deal, guys. We are literally right now on the forefront of a massive industry. So I showed you the slide before that talked about nutrigenomics. Let's look at biohacking in general and nutrigenomics specifically in the markets in which we're positioned, right? Looking across the bottom and you've got anti-aging, skincare, pet care, smart energy, and weight loss. And surprisingly, those numbers you see across the bottom, when you add them up, they add up to $500 billion a year or more. So what this is simply telling you is this. If you're looking at this from an opportunity standpoint, you were thinking, what's the future? Where's the future? Where are the dollars already being spent and where are they going to be spent even more in the future? That's it right there across the bottom, guys. People want to slow down the aging process. They want to have healthier skin, look better. They want their pets. They're spending inordinate amounts of money on pets. In fact, I met with a veterinarian, and also she owns a pet care center the other day, about 2 months ago, not the other day. And she was saying that they've actually pulled a couple of the products from the market. So she was looking specifically for something that she can recommend to other pet owners. And this may be that answer that she was looking for. Same thing. How many people are spending gobs of money on energy drinks and energy supplements that quite honestly are really not that good for you? And weight loss, I mean, it's the number one. It's either that or smoking cessation or the number one and number two New Year's resolutions every single year. Guys, we got three months left in the year. Starting today, exactly 3 months left, 1 quarter left to the year. And everybody's going to then turn around and set it as a New Year's resolution again that they want to lose weight. Why not just get to an optimal weight and stay there? That's what we have our hands on here. So let me break it down for you. In there, they talked about oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress as that cellular aging from the inside out. It's a precursor to over 200 different diseases and illnesses. I'm not here saying that our products prevent, cure, or treat illness. But if you know that oxidative stress causes or makes worse, that's exacerbates, it makes worse these conditions, and you can lower oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days, not what we're telling you. That's what it says the scientists, the researchers have proven. If you go to pubmed.gov, that's where doctors go to do their research. Then why not, right? Why not slow it? And if you can do that for under $41 a month, it's like less than $2 a day to slow the aging process back to that of when we were a 20-year-old. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? That's an absolute no-brainer, especially when it's 5 natural ingredients and they work together to actually activate the body. Again, that's the most important part. PROTANDIM itself is not an antioxidant, but it helps to the body to activate itself to produce more of what it did naturally, right? The other key study that really stood out as I was looking at this research, because I read that first study, the one that talks about lowering oxidative stress 40% in 30 days. And I looked at my wife and I told her, we're going to be on this product for the rest of our lives. See, here's the part about me you don't know. I lost my mom and my dad both to cancer by the time they were 59 and 62 years old. Guys, I mean, I was 27 years old, no parents left. And I'm thinking, if I can find a way to slow the aging process, I'm going to do it. Then they come out with a study 2 years ago, the National Institute on Aging. There's the source right there. You can go on pubmed.gov. I'm going to show that in a second and find this information. And there in that clinical study, the National Institute on Aging found that only Protandim, of all the natural supplements ever tested, Protandim Nerf 2 was the only product, all natural product in 20 years of testing that showed an increase in lifespan of a mammal. It's the only product in history. So guys, I don't know about you, but 7%, take 7% of like 60 years. That's about how long each of my parents lived. That's an extra 4.2 years. You know what they do for cancer patients to get 4.2 months of life, let alone 4.2 extra years. So this to me was a no-brainer. This is something I was going to be on for life. When I saw how much research and how much was backing it up, how much evidence there was, scientific evidence, factual evidence that it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Now, see, I honestly at the time didn't care what the company had to say about it. I wanted to know, what do the experts say? What did the scientists say? What do the researchers say? What does the National Institute of Aging? What does the American Heart Association? What does Harvard say? What does Ohio State University? What does LSU? And you see across there all those different studies that have been done. There's over 25 studies that have been done now proving that Protandim does exactly what it's supposed to do. If you need more evidence, and maybe you're the type that likes the news, I honestly didn't want to watch this show initially. I wanted to read the clinical studies, but then I went back and I looked at the ABC investigative news report that was done by John Quinones, and in there they actually drew his blood and proved right there on national television that Protandim did exactly what it was supposed to do, what it's patented to do. That's really important, guys. Those patents are renewable also. So that's never happened, to the best of my knowledge, with a natural product in our space before, in this network marketing arena before. So these were some of the things. When somebody asked me earlier today, they asked myself and they asked another gentleman in the company, what made this different? Guys, that right there, scientific evidence, patents, proving that this product is supposed to do, this product does exactly what it's supposed to do. So the company took it one step further. Nerf 1 is just another pathway in the body that, when activated, helps the body produce more mitochondria. Have you ever felt like tired, like you didn't have enough energy? I mean, going back to Protandim is going to help in the recovery side of things. It's going to lower that inflammation. It's going to lower that oxidative stress, that cellular aging, right? It's going to make you feel like you were younger again. Protandim Nerf 1, on the other hand, is going to activate the body to produce more mitochondria. That's where we get our energy from. So do you ever get to like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you're just dragging? You wish you had a little more mental clarity and focus and more energy at that time of day. This is it. Again, 5 all-natural ingredients that are helping you make that extra mitochondria in the body, which gives you that extra energy. We talked a little bit briefly about the weight management side of things. One of the most important things is to have really a healthy gut. People don't realize that a lot of the memory and the metabolism issues starts right there in your gut. And you've heard all the rage about probiotics, and some say they have this many billion and trillion bacteria colonies, colony forming units in them. Here's what you need to know. All that doesn't matter if it all gets eaten up in the stomach. What you need to know is that the product makes its way into the small intestine where it can actually be utilized by the body. And that's one of the key differentiators that differentiates our Physique Pro Bio from all of the other products that are on the market. Additionally, you're looking at Wellmune technology in there. That's a patented ingredient that helps your body boost its immune system. What many people don't realize is that over 80 to 90% of your body's immunity, your ability to fight off disease and infection, comes from your gut. So why not give yourself the best fighting chance to start off with? And then finally, the other main product in our vitality stack, and that's what we're kind of talking about right here, Protandim Nerf 1, Nerf 2, the probiotic, and Omega Plus. We've known for years that fish oil or omega-3 is healthy for us, right? And we know that omega-6s, some of the other fillers that go into some of the fish oils that are out there, or the fact that they're just plain old contaminated, is not good for us. So what LifeVantage sought out to do is to not only go and find a quality source of omega-3, but tell you exactly where it came from. You can literally figure out what boat it was caught on and what waters it was caught on, what cold waters of the North Atlantic, by literally looking at a code that's on every single bottle of Omega Plus. So in the world we live in, we're discriminating buyers, right? We buy organic where we can and we try to eat healthy. Why not do that with what we're putting into our bodies to activate our bodies to produce more of these beneficial enzymes, these beneficial ingredients for our body? So what do you get from Omega Plus? It helps with your cognition. It helps with your immune system, your heart, your skin. And again, we add vitamin D3 to that so that we've sourced out the best fish oil with the best vitamin D3 to literally get exactly what we need without all the fillers that's put into many things. So when you put all four of those products together, what do you get? You get something that's going to slow the cellular aging, that's going to give you more energy, that's going to help you with cognition, brain function, heart health, immunity, and really a healthy gut when it's all said and done. You're just going to feel better. You're going to feel, look, and perform at your best. Now, for those specific situations where you feel like you need a little boost, right? You need not just more energy, but better clarity, concentration, mental acuity, mental endurance, focus, right? Those are some of the words that we've heard people use. Or I've got this brain fog. I walked into the other room and I can't remember what I went in there for. Like, where did I put my keys down? If you ever find yourself in that situation, AXIO is the answer. It's going to help literally alleviate some of that mental fatigue and brain fog while boosting that mental clarity, focus, positive mood. And it's going to do it in a healthy fashion, right? AXIO doesn't contain artificial flavors, sweeteners, colors, like all the crap that's out there. Like if you go down to the local convenience store and you go get yourself a Monster or a Red Bull or a 5 Hour, those things are laden with chemical ingredients. And you don't even know how they're creating the energy in the first place. But I remember one time somebody said to me, well, why is the red raspberry, why is it so brightly colored red? Does it have that artificial dye in it? And I said, no, that's the red raspberry. Some of the batches are really bright red. Some of them are a little bit duller, but it's because it's going to vary from bag to bag because the coloring is all natural. So is the flavoring. We don't do anything artificial in those. We talked a bit about weight management. Here's what I'll tell you about this. If people go onto a diet, the first 3 words of that are DIE, right? They feel like they're going to die the entire time. Diets are fads. They're here today, gone tomorrow. So what happens after people lose weight is they typically gain it right back. Why not just change to a healthier lifestyle and come up with a solution, a weight management solution that not only helps your body burn more fat, get your gut healthier, make you feel full longer, and make you literally build lean muscle mass while curbing your appetite. That's what physique does, right? And the results speak for themselves. That guy's reaction is for real. He couldn't believe the fact that he actually had abs again in the mirror, right? So that's real world. We've got picture after picture after picture. Ask the person that shared this video with you or this webinar with you to just add you to like our customer testimonial group where you can see some of these results firsthand. And then ask yourself, why not you? Why not you getting yourself in the best shape of your life right now before the holidays, before the new year? Why wait? Why not just do it right now? Lastly, we're talking about for on the human side of things, we're talking about that beauty system, that true science, because our skin is the largest organ of the body. So why not take that NRF2 activating properties? That's that activation or helping your body produce more of what it was supposed to naturally and apply that to the skin. Because if we can do it from the inside out, we can certainly do it from the outside in. And so we have a 4-step beauty regimen, not only makes you look better, brings back that youthful appearance, but at the deepest part of the skin, it's literally reversing that skin damage that's caused by oxidative stress. It's slowing the cellular aging of the skin at the cellular level, not just on the superficial level of what it looks like. And then finally, we have PET Tandem for dogs. PET Tandem, I mean, people, I've had people laugh at me about this. I laughed at this when I first saw it. My dog won't go a day without these products. And here's why, because dogs age 7 times faster than humans do. And they don't have a lot of options out there, right? They're kind of like an afterthought. There's maybe some antioxidant foods out there. There's some special treats, but nobody has a product that literally slows the cellular aging of the dogs. And here's the other kicker. Dogs have no placebo effect. So the whole reason this came about were that people were giving their dogs Protandim, NRF2, the human version, and seeing remarkable results within 2 to 4 weeks. Like dogs that couldn't jump up and down off the bed, jumping up and down off the bed and running laps around the backyard when they couldn't even get up off the pillow inside the house. And that's what led to this formulation. So I challenge you, go put it to the test. Give it to your dog. Give it a full month trial and see what your dog looks like at the end of 28 days compared to at the beginning. So we have everything you need to literally biohack your entire body, from looking, feeling, and performing at your best, to getting the extra mental clarity, to losing weight and holding it off, right? Managing that healthy weight, to looking your best, your most youthful appearance, to helping your four-legged friends, right? Man's best friend. So you just need to decide what level of biohacking you want to start on. Do you want to start with activating your body to produce more antioxidants and anti-inflammatories, lowering the cellular aging? Do you want to lower the cellular aging and boost mitochondria, like with the dual synergizer? Do you want to do that plus get your gut in check with the ProBio? Or do you want to have it all where you also improve the cognition, improve your cardiovascular health? And that's the Vitality Stack. And the cool thing is, you'll note there's free shipping for Activated Essentials and for the Vitality Stack. Guys, that's huge, right? In the world we live in, you really can't compete unless you offer free shipping. And that's our company's way of giving back. It literally adds in that third or that fourth product almost for free, literally at half price. So take a look, ask yourself what level of biohacking you want to get started with. And then just get back to the person that shared this information with you. Now, a lot of people want to know, how come I haven't heard about this yet? I mean, how long has this been around? The company's been around since 2003. It was initially formed as a biotech company. We've been publicly traded from day one, guys, from day one. And in 2005, that investigative news report that I was telling you about, that ABC primetime investigative news report came out, and it literally ignited this company on fire, right? The problem was we didn't have lines of distribution. You probably didn't see that video. If I'm in a room of 200 people, typically there's 1 or 2 people that saw it live 13 years ago, right? But outside of that, most people didn't see it. It aired once, never aired again, and people forgot about it. So when they had this product on the shelves of retail, it literally wasn't doing well, right? If you have an amazing product, but it only got advertised, so to speak, once, and it wasn't even an advertisement, it was an investigative news report, and then it kind of fell by the wayside. If people aren't buying it in droves, it kind of quieted down. And so it was in May of 2009 that the company made the decision to make that transition into network marketing or into direct sales, right? And it was at that point of the conversation when Simon was sharing it with me and Brandon was sharing it with me, like I was telling you, I was going to get back to my story. It was at that point of the conversation I started to shut down. You know why, guys? I said no 28 different times to this profession. But here's what I did not understand back then. I'd never found a company that was publicly traded with patented products, with scientific research backing it up, that the whole world hadn't heard of yet. And still to this day haven't heard of. That's why once we made that switch in 2009 to network marketing, this company has exploded. We're now doing over $200 million a year in revenue. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ. LifeVantage has over 100 years combined experience in network marketing amongst our corporate staff. We have some of the brightest minds in the entire world working at LifeVantage now on the corporate side to provide us with the opportunity to be able to share this information with others. In fact, one of the newest additions to the team is a gentleman by the name of Taylor Worry. Taylor's father is notorious in the network marketing, world that we live in. He's one of the top coaches in all of network marketing. And his son could have worked anywhere he chose. He grew up in the field of network marketing, right? That's all he's ever seen his parents do. And yet he chose to partner with us here at LifeVantage. So that should tell you something. When the top executives and some of the top producers in the world are migrating to LifeVantage right now because of what we have to offer. Here's what we did not have 7 years ago when I got started that I'm super excited about that we do have in the future. And that's, we only had a few countries that were open back in 2011. We now have over 20 countries, right? 2/3 of them open for full distribution for distributors and customers, and then also a global customer program to bring our products into Europe and into the Caribbean a little bit and down into Oceania or down into New Zealand. Guys, what that means is this company is constantly looking for ways to expand the business for people that we can help all over the globe. So if you don't see a country listed on there yet, there's a high probability it's coming soon to you. I know I just had a gentleman join my group in Germany. I have another gentleman looking at it in Austria, and another gentleman in Australia right now getting ready to get started. So there's people everywhere around the world that want to slow the aging process and that want a financial opportunity that's here today and built to last, built to withstand the test of time, literally generational wealth. And what you have to find is you have to find a system that makes it easy. I should say simple. It makes it simple to share this information out with others. So it's not like we have to go out there and walk door to door. It's not like I did when I was a pharmaceutical rep with samples in my trunk and I'm going door to door, literally knocking on doctors' doors, trying to get them the right product. It doesn't work that way. This is something that we share socially within our groups, right? To the people that we love and care about the most, to people that we meet online. Many of the new people that have joined my group are people that I've met on social media. They're people that I've met at gatherings, whether it's been at soccer games and practices or my son's swim meets or at school events or work events, you name it. But it is truly a laptop lifestyle. If you have a cell phone, if you have one of these things, and you don't even need the computer, honestly, if you have one of these things, I would call it an app lifestyle or a mobile lifestyle versus just laptop. You don't even have to have the computer. You can do it all from your phone. And we teach you how to do this. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. What that means is we do this as a team. We do this together. That's why somebody invited you to take a look at this information. I'm sharing the information with you, and I'm going to encourage you then to go back and follow up with whoever shared this information. I'm literally working to help whoever invited you on here to help them share this message with you. I hope that makes sense. We have all kinds of trainings from regional to corporate trainings. We have a major corporate training coming up in a little over 3 weeks out in Salt Lake City, Utah. So this is an opportunity for you to live life on your terms. Guys, it was 6 years ago today. So I said yes to this opportunity actually in March of 2011. And literally 18, 20 months later on October 1st, 2012, a little over a year, about a year and a half later, I was firing my boss in the pharmaceutical world. It allowed me to get my time back, to have my life back, to live it on my terms, not to have to live it on somebody else's terms and build somebody else's dream. So if that sounds appealing to you, why not take a closer look at this? Why not say yes and jump on board and start building with us? We'll get you a replicated website right away that you can start sharing with people. Literally, from the minute you enroll, you are commissionable, meaning you can earn income immediately with this. And it's a proven system. It's as simple as buying on any other online retailer. It's that same checkout process where you can share a cart with people who want to become customers, or you can share an enrollment link with people that want to join you as a business partner. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes for the enrollment process. You have an ID number and you're instantly in business. So this was the other thing. Remember I told you there were a few things. When I was shown this information, and again, I was shown it back in 2011, look at how network marketing has grown since then. It's grown literally like over 30% in just the last 6 years, from almost 160 billion to over 190 billion dollars a year in revenue. This is a massive, massive industry. It's not just people that are desperate. It's not just makeup parties. Sorry, ladies, I thought that's what this was. It's not just makeup parties or, kitchen stuff. This is big business. It's like taking the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, like take all the major sports leagues, NASCAR, recording music industry and the movie industry and put them all together, and that's how big this thing is. It's massive, guys. So when you realize that, you realize what kind of opportunity we have in front of us. One other big important component. Remember I told you I had learned about it, and I realized at that point it was going to be a massive opportunity that nobody knew about. Take a look on that graph, and you see the little LifeVantage logo. You see it down there in the lower left-hand corner. This is the S-curve of business, that dark blue. It's dark blue or purple on my screen. The red line is more of the adoption curve, right? So we overlaid those on top of each other, and I don't want to get too technical except to say this. We're still in the innovation phase. Like, if you've ever wanted to be in front of a trend and to know about it before everybody else, not be the laggard who coincidentally is still using a flip phone today when iPhone is on their 10th and 11th models now. I don't know what you call the XS, if that's the 11th model or what, but who here had an iPhone 1? I didn't get my first iPhone until like 4 or 5, right? Very, very few people ever had the first one. This gives you the opportunity to have it before anybody else, to have the health benefits and also the financial rewards of building a network of consumers before everybody else learns about it. We're early on in the process. Our company will go through this massive growth curve over the next maybe year, 18 months, 2 years, who knows? Maybe it'll take 5 years. But once it does that, we'll get to a point where it becomes more stable. But that wealth that's created, that 80% of the income that's created from that massive growth will only happen one time. And we're looking at for folks that want to partner with us beforehand. It's simple. If the answer is yes, get back with the person who shared this information with you and let them know you're ready to get started today. Maybe you still have some more questions. Go get those questions answered. But when you're ready to get started, we recommend either a gold or a platinum pack. Each of those comes with an event pass. So you'd be able to go to that global convention that's coming up at the end of the month. Is it a necessity? You don't have to be there, but I would say if you want to get to the top ranks of this company, it would be in your best interest to go rub shoulders with people that make 6 figures a month and with some of the top executives in the world, not just in our company, but in the world. Why not go rub shoulders with them and get to learn from them and figure out how they did it, right? Because common sense tells you 2 things. If somebody's done something, 1, it's doable, and 2, you just got to do what they did to get the same results, right? So why not go learn from the pros? Well, that's one of the biggest benefits that you get with each of these packs. You also get product for yourself to be able to start using and consuming, developing your own health story, and a little bit to share with others. The other things that a lot of people don't realize, that's a one-time fee, and you're getting an entire corporate staff dedicated to you, whether it's your website and the IT side of things, to marketing, to legal and compliance, to customer service, shipping, production, everything, research and development. It's all included in that opportunity pack that you get up front. So the last thing that people always ask is, okay, it sounds great. The products are in line. The company's there. The trends are in our favor. Timing's in our favor. How do I make money, right? If you decide that you want to not only use these products, but share them with others, you can build a network of consumers. And as people start to use the products and they order those products through your website, through your replicated website, you're earning anywhere from 30 to 40% on those upfront purchases. Same thing, as people join you in the business. Let's say they decide to join you on a platinum pack, you're going to earn 40% or roughly $400 right out of the gates, right? That's that upfront money. That's no different than other linear income, right? You bring on board a customer, the company rewards you or thanks you with a commission. You bring on board a business partner who's also a customer, but who wants to earn income, and you also earn a commission. But the real value from this, guys, comes from building your network. That's how you get paid monthly on this. So I shared it over the last 6 years. I've shared it with about a total of maybe 60 people that have joined me from a business standpoint, another maybe 150 customers. Sounds like a lot of people, right? 200 people. But remember, guys, that's over the last 7.5 years. But that's turned into a network of over 6,000 consumers in 10 countries all over the world. I never dreamed that that was possible. And I'm only telling you that to let you know of what's possible for you in the future. as you share this with people, inevitably, if they find value in something, word of mouth is powerful. They're going to go tell other people who are going to tell other people. And before you know it, your network has grown and you've built this network of distributors and consumers. There's a lot of ways that the company rewards you. I'm not going to go into each one in depth. Get back with the person who shared this with you and say, hey, that guy on the screen that was shouting and going crazy because he's super excited, he said to show me how we get paid the royalty commissions, what the match bonus is all about, what these elite bonus pools are about, where we can share in 1, 2, 3, or even 4% of global revenue, not profit, revenue. Well, if the company's doing $200 million a year, that means they're giving out anywhere from $2 to $8 million into these pools. Then you just got to ask yourself, how many people are in those pools? And honestly, it's less than 500 people worldwide. It's still so early in the process. So guys, there's a lot of different ways that the company rewards us. You can take this as far as you would like, right? The sky's the limit. This is the latest income earning statement. This isn't projected or hoped for or wished. This is actual compensation generated by distributors. People like you and I that were just sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? They wanted better health. They wanted to be in a better financial situation. They wanted more time freedom, whatever it was. They wanted more recognition, whatever it was. This allowed them that opportunity. So for me, guys, if you look in the third column, and none of us want to be average, but if you look in the third column, I honestly just needed to make it to Pro 2 to make this worth my while, because that would have been a couple $100 a month. And I'd have gotten my products for free, right? If I was spending $200 a month on product and I had $200 a month, $250 in commissions coming in, my product's free. But look at that a different way. Even at Pro 1, $79 a month, what is that? That's like having a free cell phone. $260, that's like a free cell phone and maybe your electric bill getting covered. $580 means free cell phone, your electric bill is being covered, and now maybe it's making a car payment for you, right? By the time I got to Premiere Pro 6, I'm like, goodness gracious, $6,000 a month on average? At that rate, why do I still go to a job every day and go try to create this income? Why not just build a network and build that leverage? Do the work once and continue to get paid over and over again instead of having to do it over and over. Guys, the sky's the limit. The numbers go up pretty exponentially. Sometimes they're hard to grasp when you look at it. But if you want to meet somebody at any one of these levels, join the company and come visit us in Salt Lake City. I will introduce you. I will personally introduce you to anybody at any of these levels to show you just how real it really is. So this is what I learned is the top plan, right? The traditional plan. That's what we're all taught. Go to college. So you're going to go to school for about 20 years. Maybe it's 21, 22, 25 if you get an advanced degree, 30 if you're a doctor. And then you're going to work for 40 to 50 years, right? You're going to work a job. It's where we spend the vast majority of our time. And so many people don't enjoy what they do, but yet that's where they spend a vast majority of their time, earning an income to hopefully be able to retire one day. If we drew that line out, that's what, at 60 to 70 years of age? To live life for how many more years? How many more years do we have? I mean, in the case of my parents, none, right? They were both deceased by 59 and 62 years old. So if you look at that traditional plan, it doesn't sound that appealing. You're learning, you're working, and then you're living life. Why not this? Why not learn at the beginning? Right? We're not going to change that first step, but what about in that next step? We earn at the same time as learning a new skill, learning how to build a network, learning how to personally grow and develop, learning how to become a leader, learning how to run an organization. And we do that for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years in order to be able to live the rest of our lives exactly how we want to. Guys, when I saw that graph at the bottom, that's the plan that I wanted. I didn't want the top plan anymore. I wanted the bottom plan, the plan that allows you to go to Spain and Andorra for 2 weeks, come home for a day, and then go on an incentive trip that you earn with the company for free to Mexico. That's the lifestyle I was looking for. It's crazy how many of my friends say they live vicariously through my Facebook feed, and yet I've offered this to them. I want them to have the same opportunities that I have. I want you to have the same opportunities that we have. That bottom plan is available for you. It's up to you, but it's available for you. So you should never depend on a single source of income. You should always develop a second source or third or fourth even. Warren Buffett says, find a way to make money while you're sleeping or else you're going to work until the day you die. He should know something about that, guys. He's worth over $80 billion right now. It may sound like all we talk about is making money. And this is the last slide, guys. It's also about giving back. This is a part that's near and dear to my heart. And so I want you to listen. I know there's a lot of people. Look through those for a second. Maybe it's the Wounded Warrior Project. Maybe it's Families Helping Families. Maybe you know somebody that has Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. I do. That's the whole reason she's at our company. Maybe you know somebody that has a cleft lip. Maybe you know somebody that's living on the streets. Maybe you know somebody that's hungry all the time, right? Tony Robbins, that's his big thing, is to feed the hungry. Guys, no matter which one of these speaks to you and touches your heart, we give back. In fact, one entire day of the trip that I took, the incentive trip down to Mexico, was helping at a local school so that they could have air conditioning, so that they could have plumbing in the women's and the girls' bathroom, so that they could have a school that was freshly painted, freshly landscaped, soccer fields, they call it football there, but football fields, 2 level football fields with proper soccer goals so that they could go out and have a good time, right? So they could have the books in the classroom that they need in order to learn. That's what life is all about. So if you do it for no other reason, maybe you're independently wealthy and you have all the time in the world, then join us for the health benefits and to be able to go out and give back to others. We give back to others. It's an amazing journey. I encourage each of you to get back with whoever shared this information with you. Thank you for taking the time to listen through this in its entirety. We welcome you into the LifeVantage family. Guys, I can't even imagine life without this company. It's life on your terms. It's life from a different vantage point, hence the name LifeVantage. Guys, come get your life back. Come get your time back. Come get your freedom back. Come join us. Thanks for listening. Good night.